Hey guys, it's Angela here, and I am making my first pro-con Vipkid video because of an incident that happened in December. And when I say I quit Vipkid, I mean I quit teaching for about a month and a half because of an incident that occurred. And it made me realize that while I'm so grateful for Vipkid, it has some growing to do still. But let me preface this all by saying Vipkid is such a young company and it's grown so fast, and in the time, almost 2 years I've been with Vipkid, I have seen them respond to issues teachers have had, and they created the happiness team in the US, and every week they release responses to common concerns teachers have. So I'm optimistic that what I'm about to share will be addressed in time. Some teachers are worried about bringing up concerns they have with a company, but no company is perfect. It's kind of like my approach to parenting. If I make excuses for my kids' behavior or I try to shield them from consequences, they're never going to learn and grow and become better. So it's okay to bring up concerns, and it's okay to talk about it. And so many teachers have done that, and I think that's why Vipkid has grown and adapted and changed for the benefit of the teachers. So I'm going to talk about the 3 cons first. The 3 problems that I have with Vipkid. And the first is the raise policy. They changed this after I was hired, and that's what frustrates me a little bit. I was hired at one of the lowest base pays that I've seen, especially considering I've helped hundreds and hundreds pass and have showed me what they got hired at. I'll just tell you, I was hired at $7.50 per class. I don't have a formal teaching background, don't have a certificate. So my interviewer told me, well, if you had a certificate, you'd start higher, but don't worry, when your contract is renewed, you can ask for more. Before my first contract was up, they changed the raise requirements to what they are now. And it's flat for all teachers. You have to teach a certain amount of classes, you have to have a certain amount of feedback, you can't have a certain amount of cancellations. And for people who can't do this as much as they want you to do to get the raise, you don't get the raise at all. And why I was so frustrated is because I feel like I have shown my worth in other ways. In fact, they even put me on signs in China to advertise to parents. And I sent some tickets and I said, I'm a little frustrated that you are putting me on signs in China showing me as being a good teacher, but you pay me in the lowest tier. And they just replied, these are the raise requirements. There are no exceptions. So I'm not a super big fan of that. It used to be that they would review your contract personally and your work, your percentage of reviews, how well you're doing, and then give you a raise that way. And I wish they would bring that back. I wish that they would take a more individual approach to the raise requirements, because I have a lot of 5 Apple reviews and I feel like I've proven myself and I'm worth more than I'm getting paid for my classes at this point. My remedy for this situation is to teach short notice. I only teach short notice now. I open them up the night before and they get booked. And I know I'm lucky to do that because I've been around and I have followers, but for other teachers who can't qualify for the raise and don't have the followers yet, you're stuck like I am. So the raise requirements are the first thing that I hope Vipkid will change. The second con that I have a problem with is not the cancellation policy, but the financial penalty. I totally understand that if you miss work, your job is on the line. That's true with any job, any company. You can't just not show up. But the financial penalty makes me feel more like a teenager who's expected to do chores. But we're adults. We do this because it's our job, because we need to provide for our family, we need to pay our bills. So if I need to miss Vipkid classes, first of all, missing the classes and having it affect my bookings is a big consequence, but missing the money from teaching those classes is also going to hurt me. So the incident that happened in December, the very beginning of December, is what really frustrated me. I woke up before my alarm for a set of 4 classes. Actually, I think I had 6 classes. And I woke up before with a sinus infection. And there have been very few times in my adult life that I have been in so much pain that I've been brought to tears. But I remember going downstairs and stopping in my kitchen in my hood. I just wanted to drill a hole in it to relieve the pressure. It was the worst pain ever. I was on my way to get medicine. And my husband came down because he heard me and he said, "What's wrong?" And I just fell and was crying because it hurt so bad. He was like, "You need to cancel it. That pain medicine's not going to kick in. You cannot teach these classes. Those poor kids are going to be terrified." So I canceled those classes, and I had never canceled classes and had the financial penalty. And then I saw negative $40. I was so disheartened. I was so upset, you guys. I canceled this class because I was so sick, and I don't have traditional health insurance. I'm part of like a health share. So I self-pay for certain things, and it would have cost more for me to go get a doctor's note than that $40. So I just had to take the hit, but I thought I'm already missing the money from not teaching these classes, and I'm letting these parents down who might not book me again. Why are you adding insult to injury? I was so upset that I took the rest of I didn't open any more classes for the rest of the month, even though I was planning on, I always try to hit the 40 so I can get or the 45 so I can get the extra dollar, and I was done. I was so angry that they did that. I think that because there's a substitute teacher program, there should not be a financial penalty. I totally understand that one of the perks of VIP Kid is that parents get to choose their own teachers and build that relationship, and that's awesome. But I've met a lot of those parents, and I've taught sick, and I get feedback all the time that says, please rest, please take care of yourself. And because VIP Kid now introduced cards and the ability to reply to feedback, I think the parents will be more than understanding knowing that we were sick, or that our child woke up and was throwing up, or our power went out, whatever happened. You know, that doesn't qualify for a soft cancellation anyway. I just don't think there should be a financial deduction. I do think we could be terminated after enough no-shows, or, you know, the 6 cancellations. That's all more than fair to me. And I will say VIP Kid has become so much better about their soft cancellation policy, especially after creating the teacher happiness team to kind of work through some of those the miscommunications when we submit tickets through the Chinese team who may not understand the translation barrier, right? They've been so much better about soft cancellations and reaching out to teachers are in crisis and making sure that they're okay and working with them to make sure that they're not affected. But as far as medium and other cancellations, when we're sick, when we need to miss classes, don't take our money. All right, the third con, and this is nothing VIP Kid can do about, but the third con for working for VIP Kid is just the time difference. Sometimes I am just so tired, and there's nothing I can do about that except go to bed earlier and adjust my schedule. Maybe wake up at the same time whether I teach or not so my body adjusts. But sometimes that dang time difference just gets me. And maybe I need to adjust my schedule more, but that's my third con. If anyone asks me, well, what are the cons of working with VIP Kid? I always say the time difference is tricky to adjust to, and you need to adjust the rest of your schedule to make sure that, you know, you can handle it. I'm lucky I live on the East Coast, but my Pacific Coasters, man, you guys have to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. That's dedication. So I hope you get your naps in, you go to bed early, you take some days off so you can sleep, but that time change can be tricky. All right, I'm gonna talk about some pros now because like I said, every company, every job in the world has its problems, and none of those cons are worth actually quitting. The best part is that I am done working before my family's day starts. I've always done things from home or that worked around me being available to my kids, but that's meant being a substitute teacher, teaching at their preschool. I teach piano lessons, which is all awesome, and I still do a lot of those things, but I've been able to cut back so that I'm more available to them in the afternoon because I can do VIP Kid in the morning. The money is really great because I teach a lot of short notice, like I said, and I teach a lot of trials, which I get a $5 bonus if they sign up. My average pay is up to $25 an hour for teaching, which is great. Even with my low base pay, when I get that extra $2, I hit the monthly bonuses and I get sign-up fees when I divide it by the time I've worked. It's great money. I love that the students are usually prepared or have at least usually seen the material beforehand, especially as I gain regulars, that there's no lesson prep and the students are usually somewhat prepared. So the classes are super fun and I get to learn a lot about them and build that relationship with them. I don't have to worry about the prep at all. They're used to the teaching style and some of the activities. This is generalizing, but for the most part, my lessons go like that. I love that I can teach from anywhere. I have taught from my grandpa's office in Idaho. I've taught from a hotel in Washington, D.C. I've taught from one of my best friend's spare rooms in Idaho. I went on a trip to Turks and Caicos. I mean, I can teach from anywhere. You know that saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? VIP Kid is like that most of the time. Of course, there are sometimes students don't want to be there. That's understandable, right? Sometimes we just have to show up for things. But for the most part, the students are great. I love that there's no lesson prep. I love I can do this for anywhere. The pay is great. I love that it's flexible. I can make sure that I'm not going to work on anyone's birthday or a holiday or a vacation unless I want to teach on the vacation. I love that it's flexible and I don't have to get permission to take time off, that I really am my own boss when it comes to my schedule. I do a lot of recruiting for the company now, and that simply started out with realizing how great the teaching is and what it did for my day. and telling other people, especially stay-at-home moms or people who travel a lot, that this would be great for you because you can make 20 bucks an hour and you don't have to worry about childcare and you can be there for your kid. And that grew into my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, my website, everything else I have, and now I'm one of their top recruiters. But it's because I'm a teacher first. So all of these pros and cons are because I advocate for teachers first. I believe in change. I believe in improving. There's always room for growth and improvement. But we have to be able to have candid conversations about the concerns we have in order to inspire change. So I want to know, what are your pros and cons about VIP Kid, or what concerns do you have or have you had? Let's talk about it. Let's raise awareness. Let's see what change we can bring about. If you have been thinking about applying for VIP Kid or you're in the process, you can add my referral code. You just log in under my account, add referral code. It's Angel0084. You can email me. My email address changed. It's now thevipkidcoach@gmail.com. I will get you hired and I will support you all the way through becoming a teacher. And we can stay in touch and become friends. All right. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any other VIP Kid videos, lifestyle videos I have coming out showing a little bit more of my personal life. If you have any recommendations for videos, I'm always welcoming those. Can't think of anything else. I hope to hear from you soon so we can keep this conversation going. Happy teaching.